Okay, here's my sound preferences. I like a variety of different tunings, but really what gets my juices flowing, starting from the lower octaves, is in the bass. I like my bass punchy, tight, fast with a kick. I like a little bit of energy down there, maybe a little bit of warmth, but not too much getting into bass bleeding. It's got to have enough weight to make male vocals, make piano, cello, percussions, have the right tonality. When it comes to my mids, I do like my mids and mid clarity, but I don't like too forward a mid, so that's the upper mids I'm talking about. So keep the pinna gain down a little bit and not make it too forward a presentation. And when it comes to the highs, I do like my sparkly highs. At my age, I'm probably losing a little bit of the high frequencies. But not too much where it's sibilant and in your face. So that's what I like. Hello, this is Tone Deaf Monk. I'm bringing you another something special, something from BGVP. Now, I'm not gonna present the unboxing experience because it was an experience all by itself. If you haven't seen it, go watch it. It's only a couple minutes, but spectacular. Best presentation I've ever seen. Fantastic. Anyway, let's jump into this $699 Astrum and see if it's going to be right for you. Lots of hype on this one, rightly so, deservingly so. And let's talk about this very special tribrid. This is a 2 plus 2 plus 2. That's 5, right? Anyway, there's two 8mm LCP dynamic drivers. Now they're in a clamshell face-to-face. Thank you to BGVP for not calling it isobaric, because it isn't, and I am happy that you didn't advertise it that way. What's sandwiched in the middle is two Knowles balanced armatures, and on the top end there is two Sonyan of the 3rd generation EST drivers. What is the Astrum? In a nutshell, for nuts like me, it's bassy, it's lush and musical in the mid-range with great stage. And in the lushness factor, it's up there, but is it too much lush? It's a little bit for me, actually. And that's just because of my personal taste. If you haven't watched the very beginning of my video where I talk about my preferences, spin it backwards just a little bit and go watch that, because it'll play a big part into this review. In the BGVP lineup, let me just talk and start off this video there. Some of the things that the Canucks have heard that we've been floored with on this brand. And I love talking about this brand because they should get a whole lot more recognition than they do. Starting off with that NS10 Pro, I think that was the first one that we listened to. This was the Bright Special that was super detailed, pretty fantastic if you liked a lot of top end as well. And then rolled along the DMA. The DMA for me at $299 is a very special set. Everyone should own one. It is a fantastic all-rounder, super amazing from the bottom end to the very top end, very balanced, very killer set. And then there's the Phantom Special Edition, and I managed to snag Year of the Snake. And this one is a special beast for me. Very detailed. This is the top end. This one does it all. But fantastic, fantastic detailed and airy top end. And if you decide to throw a 40 ohm, 50 ohm impedance adapter on it, it turns out to be a completely different beast altogether. And a beast it really is. What an awesome I am. But now you're crouching over $1,000, right? So that, and then there was the original Phantom as well. I'm jumping into this for a reason. And then comes the Solomon, and for me, this is perfect. Absolutely perfect. And I'll do a comparison here near the end of this review for the two. But we're here to talk about the Astrum. I got it on its purple specially matched cable. It's a copper and graphene cable, and BGVP doesn't miss with their cables as well. Pretty fantastic. My only nitpick where it's getting a mark off is that it has recessed termination pins with a flat flush 2-pin shell. Stop doing that, manufacturers, including you, BGVP. If it's a flush shell, put a flush end on it, or recessed, better yet, socket for that. That would be awesome. Now, mine are sporting some Elitech Baroque tips. Love these tips on here. And the reason these ones are on here for me is my Osla, which are the crystal tips, are actually too bassy for me. Yeah, I said it. There you go. Never Be Me. Miley Cyrus. Amazing bass. The absolute best balance of sub bass and mid bass. And the quantity is up there. This is a bassy, musical, authoritative level, big woofer bass. I love it. Speaker bass. With a healthy dose of speed, a nice attack and decay. The bass on this set is fantastic. Solomon's still better for me, but this is fantastic in the bottom end. Those two 8mm drivers are doing a great job. Then comes in this track Miley's vocals. They're so warm, they're so smooth, they are simply just fantastic. I could just stop this review right now and sum it up, but I went on and on and on in my listening sessions to really wrap my head around this of what I liked and what I didn't like. And what I did like, I liked a lot. Beautiful Girls, like Van Halen here. It's a great track. I have this as a DSF file, and the recording is wondrous. And I was listening to how the Astrum projects a stage on this track as well. Everything for me for the Astrum is center of head. That's where the main stage is. But incredible width. And excellent height as well. So with that track, one of the things I noticed was just terrific left and right stereo separation. Very wide outside of on that track, outside of your head, upper left. And again, outside here, lower right. So very cool. This, for stagehounds, the Astrum is, you're going to like it quite a bit. More rock, Brass in Pocket by the Pretenders. Again, I really love the smooth vocals of the Astrum, and I think that is one of its really strong suits. If you're stopping this review kind of at this moment right now, if you're looking for a balanced neutral, this is not the set for you. If you're looking for Lush Musical, keep listening, keep watching, because this could be the IM that you've been searching for but never found the perfect one. Because they push the envelope on what Lush Musical is in the mid range, better than any other set that I have listened to up at this point. There was a sound rhyme that I really loved for a long time. But then as my tastes have changed, I realized I didn't like that upper mids too much. It was too pushed forwards. Now the Astrum for me really, really pushes that line. And it depends on the source. So I really did find that my best pairing again was whipping out the Astral and Kann Max. Very resolving DAP, a bit V-shaped, very tight bottom, fast bottom end, and some really nice sparkly top end, and the mid-range are kind of scooped out just a little bit in a kind of a V shape, and it really worked well with the tuning of the Astrum. So with that one, I didn't find that it was still, yeah, I did find it was still a little too much upper mid-range for me. But again, I gotta say that the Astrum does it so very well, so tastefully done. And I can honestly see why some people would prefer the Astrum over the Solomon for tuning wise. So, but let's talk about the Solomon for a second. Now, if you were thinking about picking up, because I've seen comments where saying they would rather have the Astrum than the Solomon for a fraction of its price. Well, two things I'm going to remind you of. That this one's sitting on the Temple of the Gods cable, which is the exact same price, $700, that the whole Astrum sells for, free as a second cable in the box. So, but for me, what does it for me is the tuning of the Solomon. It is less warm. And this is why I'm giving you a frame of reference, right? It's less warm. If you were thinking about why, because if you were thinking about spending or saving up another $600 for the Solomon, for me and my taste, I'm going to adamantly say absolutely worth the extra money. Yes. It's less warm. A whole lot more resolving. The details and nuances that you can pick up in the music are fantastic. It is a less colored IM easily of the two sets. Now the bone conduction drivers of the Solomon is simply standout. For those of you who are not really sure what bone conduction can do, start off with the DMA. Because that'll give you a really good taste of, and for bone conduction drivers, that style is my favorite, the Sonyan. I will say, for most of the tonality-wise, the Astrum and the Solomon are closer together than they are farther apart. They're really complementary sets to each other. The Astrum's bass definitely is more in quantity. And the Solomon is tighter, faster, more textured, quality over quantity in this particular case, definitely for me. The Solomon is definitely more balanced, less colored in the two sets. The Astrum is full musical, right? With trading some technicalities for the musicality, for the lushness, where the Solomon is not really trading the musicality. It still has a very high degree of technical proficiency, but it doesn't lack in musicality. It's just not as thick and organic and lush mids that the Astrum puts out. That's how the two are really different. When I was listening to some Al Green, I know, taking a really long way back here. Here I am, Come and Take Me, right? Hold on. So in the stage again, great width and height to the stage. It's amazing, full mid-range, wonderfully emotional vocals. And then when you switched over to the Solomon, there was that 3D stage again with a more forward presentation. It's out in front of you now with the great width, the height, and the depth, but spatial placements where you can hear the instruments isn't just left and right. It is much deeper into the thing, and you can pick out where in the song the guitar is playing 40 feet in front of you, you know, up there on the stage. You're sitting down in your seat, and you're looking up at the stage. You get that with the Solomon, not as much with the Astrum. So really, that's how the two compete. I already shot this video, and I wasn't happy with the way I was presenting it, because it didn't come across to me how special this set was when I watched that video, when I started doing the editing. And I really wanted to, because I think in BGVP's lineup, it is special and it's different. And I love the fact that in BGVP that they have not per se a house tuning. They had some tuners that can do some freaking mad skills, because they can do an NS10 Pro with the top end like that. They can do a Phantom SE. They can do a Solomon, and they can do an Astrum that are completely different sets. So no matter what you like, you can kind of fine tune it in different price brackets. It's not like Zigat where they're pumping out one after the other of very similar things. This is not like that at all. The Astrum stands on its own when it comes to $700 sets, which is actually kind of amazing what they could do with 6 drivers in here and how wonderfully smooth and balanced it is. I've never heard Knowles mids sound like this with Knowles BAs. I would think you would have needed Sonyan to do it, but whatever they did in here is crazy special. And same as that top end in that stage. Again, 2 EST drivers doing a wonderful, wonderful job. These guys have really kind of mastered the Sonyan 3rd generation ESTs. So who should buy the Astrum? Well, lovers of Lush Musical mids without going too far and being pushed too forward. Someone who just wants to be enveloped into the music and is willing to trade some technical details and some 3D stereo imaging for just having a most musical experience. That's who should buy this set. Who shouldn't buy this set? Someone who are ultimate stage hounds. Somebody who is trying to pull out every single nuance in the music and pick it apart, and be somebody who doesn't like less colored sets, or somebody who's looking for more of a studio reference. That is definitely not the Astrum. But if you think about what they did here with 6 drivers, it's a pretty damn good accomplishment. And you throw in that unboxing and you'll have something, if you're looking for this kind of tuning, that you can keep forever and be proud to own it. The unboxing, what you get, this case you would never take around. That almost landed on my nuts. I could have lost something there. So you're getting something incredibly special with this set. And if you're, again, in the market looking for a set that is Lush Musical in the mid-range, great bass, great stage, but without pushing it too far where it's too forward in the mix for the mid-range, this set is definitely going to be for you. When I was doing some comparisons to the EBC 80, I like the presentation of the EBC 80 better for me. Though I kind of wish the two, here's a graph of the two, and I kind of wish they would have split the EBC 80 or the Astrum right down the middle where the two, one's scooped out, one's elevated. But again, there's two different sets, two different sound signatures there. But again, for Lush Musical, the Astrum kicks its ass, that's for sure, over the EBC 80. But I prefer, for me, the little bit less into those upper mids, right? So I think that really rounds out this review and kind of all I wanted to say about this wonderful set. Phenomenal unpackaging, keepsake stuff, special, different, holds its own, but and not just in its presentation and that unboxing experience, but in its tuning and its specialness of this set. It's special sauce. It's oozing, it's flowing out of it. It's very nice. Good job, BGVP. Once again, you have exceeded my expectations on this set. Out for now.